Harry Radford says football isn't played on spreadsheets. But at the end of the day, though, I'm all for, if they're going like that club-led recruitment model using data, I'm all for that. I'm happy with that. But you've got to be then prepared to pay the price for the top level of what that data's then telling you. And I do agree with you. For them to come into this transfer window thinking that they can dictate the market based on what?
But we're told by these people in the know who know best that they will talk to players, that they will find out the characters and how they are in life and everything else like that. Well, they're not talking to Alex Scott. They're not talking to the agent, and he's the top priority.
No, but I do think they've done some good business, though, maybe based on that with the background checks, due diligence. You look back at the 4 players we signed last summer, they all look really good characters and the right characters and fit for Manchester United. So I'm happy with that side of things. It's like we said before, the reports that are like trying to make Manchester United fans feel guilty, about actually spending the top money on elite players.
What they're trying to do is lead us into this business side of it to accept, this is where we are, we're rock bottom, we're on the floor. And I've said it all along, United won't spend the money. And I've been looking at from a business point of view. I'm not happy. I'm not advocating that United keep to a level. I've just been telling everybody out there, and lots of people have been having a go at me saying, you don't know what you're talking about. But now, here we are, after 3 or 4 months of me ranting and raving and going, United ain't going to spend it, and battling against people in the comments and everything, what come back, what Kieron says, he says you don't know what you're talking about. But I've based on what's going on. And I've said it all along, and everyone's had their high hopes up. All other content creators, these people. But when you look at the facts, and that's what I've looked at as a club, where this club is, carnage and chaos. People was like, what are you talking about and all that. And then they seen the carnage and chaos. Now, where we are, the carnage and chaos has gone. And what we are, we're at the bottom and we're trying to work our way up. You cannot spend what you haven't got, especially when in the next couple of days it's going to be announced when we start putting the shovel in the ground to start building this ground. That's going to cost money. And we know they're going to allocate money, what comes in, towards certain fees and everything until they can get the money for the stadium fully built.
If the data says that the top players go back to it, it's surely worth taking that risk and overspending on at least 1 or 2 elite players to make sure you get Champions League qualification again next year, because that is something that Manchester United will need. They need to sustain that, especially over the next 3 to 5 years being in the Champions League. We don't want to see United like they have been doing in recent years, qualifying for the Champions League. The next season, we're not in it. We're either in the Europa League or not getting any Europa League football. They need to sustain that. So taking that risk on players like Tchouaméni, I'm not asking him to take any risks on any other players. I'm just talking about Tchouaméni. You've got to do that.
The biggest risk coming up is the debt. That's the biggest risk. Interest payments, certain aspects of it, high interest payments. The money has got to come in. The money has to come in for what they want. And what they want is a new stadium. That seems to be the priority. That's how it's looking from people out there. And that's the biggest risk.